most commanding officer, so the Air Force expected me to move, and they moved me out as a CI Jamnagar because there was no CI over there. But all the same, during war I returned to Jaisalmer, not to the warriors, but they gave me to command Jaisalmer. When I learned that our unit had done tremendous work, and while doing that tremendous work, number of our gallant pilots were lost because they determinedly went after the enemy and stayed on the target, making sure that the target is destroyed. In the bargain, number of them were shot down. Every time a warrior went down, the news was conveyed to me. That kept increasing my anger while in command of Jaisalmer. Over there, I took the revenge from the enemy. I had only 4 aeroplanes to play with, besides the 2 on the ORP, and with those 4 aeroplanes, I must have killed 4,000 people and knocked out 45 tanks. I brought the head of the warrior fighting me the other side, but I had to do it. Being a warrior, I had to get the head of the enemy, and I brought that today to present it to your Seo. I'm sure, keeping in mind the spirit of the warriors, the tradition would be kept, because we have to not only be professionally sound, we have to be professionally excellent, on top. We should accept no second status. We have to be belligerent. We should be clear about our objective. And if anyone sits down to study my profile, I am the first warrior, and wherever I have gone, I have took the first position. I have demolished barriers. I have created new things, and nobody has been able to challenge till date or come up to that level even. So if that is the kind of tradition that I have set, gentlemen, I expect the same from all of you. All of you. And there is nothing difficult. It is your own determination that propels you. It's your own clarity of your objective that propels you. But if you let yourself fall by the wayside, get distracted by other things, do not concentrate, do not have the initiative and drive, then you will not get to your objective. So you must try and get to your objective at any cost. That is the kind of rock determination that you want. I have spent 38 years in service, a very long time. During this period, there is nothing that I have not done. And I'm sure a large number of pilots would like to give their right hand to do what I have done, and still they won't get it. I have got all the qualifications. You name it, from the air traffic control to QFI instructor, to FCL fighter combat leader, to DSS staff college, to long defense management, to RCDS in the UK. There is no job, there is no qualification that worth its name that is left behind that I have not got. Because of my determination, pursuit for excellence. And that is what I have advocated even when I commanded the squadron. That is why this squadron stood out amongst all the squadrons of the Air Force. Because everybody emulated my example. I was browsing through the portions of the diary, of the squadron diary, and also the photograph album, and see for yourself what kind of people and what determination those people had. I even saw the photographs of the aerial exercise, some high school in December '69, where all the pictures are there. And you see the board in the CEO's office, the first 4 names decorated on one day. One day the 4, 2 officers and 2 men. And one exercise, the first exercise, we moved out to Amritsar, 5 MEMU, the Western Air Command Center, K-broadcast, congratulating everybody for taking part. But special commendations to 26 Squadron operating from 5 MEMU. K-broadcast. That pilot ought to do what a warrior ought to do. I have flattened every opposition. I have flattened every resistance. And I have got to what I have wanted. And I have introduced a number of reforms in service which have been accepted and are in vogue today. I need not mention those here, but that should be our aim, to contribute to service in thought and idea and writing, and seeing that the service becomes more professionally competent, economically less expensive, and yet having a greater punch. With this, I would like to thank you, gentlemen, for keeping the warrior's flag flying high. And as I said earlier, I have no doubts that it will continue to fly higher and higher. I wish you all a very happy new year and a very happy future for you, your families and children. May I now request the Commandant, the CO of the squadron, to accept the head of the enemy that I have brought as a warrior to him. This will remind you, Moshe, this will remind you of the people that we lost in the war, that I brought him here. This is his flag. Keep this up.
Are indeed very, very proud this morning to have you amongst us. Your speech has inspired us, and we hope that we will reach greater heights of glory. And we are very sure that you are continuing to be our Commandant. You shall be in touch with us, and we on our part assure you that there will be never a moment where you have to hang your head in shame for any act of any of the warriors. May it be the part of the convictions or the administration. That is my assurance to you, and this assurance stems from each and every warrior's assurance to me. I also take this opportunity to have you present the top warrior trophy to the squadrons. The attributes which we have laid down for selection of the best man are turnout, daring and discipline, professional knowledge, voluntary involvement, setting a good example, and ability to motivate and inspire subordinates, if any, under him. This morning, as per our selection processes, JWRB Kamachi airframe fitter has been selected. May I now request you to come and give the top warrior trophy to JW Kamachi, sir.
Prayer must continue. There's an incentive, there's motivation, and there is something to strive for. Talking about this head, when the news of every warrior that fell in 26 squadrons, I became more and more determined to take the revenge. I killed 4,000 enemy people, 4,000 of them, and I brought the brigadier's head. Now this must remain within the squadron to show you that the warrior goes